you know, what's the difference between a terrorist and a methodologist? I'm like, what is it? He's like, you can negotiate with a terrorist. We want them to be agile, not do agile. Do you see a difference? This is the problem that we all have to solve. So let's highlight the first difference in between good agile and bad agile. And this one is, in my opinion, one of the most critical ones, and that's why I have it up front, is the right org structure and operational model that supports agility. Our culture, our operating models, our funding practices need to support agility. Our leadership needs to support agility, and we have had that come up multiple times in our conversation. One of the key challenges that we see often come up with, agile teams is this. Let me know if you resonate with this. We've got our teams that are using agile practices. They're working in sprints. They got a Scrum Master. They got a product owner. They're doing demos. They're getting decently proficient in agile practices and principles. But the leadership is still thinking waterfall. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that? Right? See the nods around the room. Give me a thumbs up in chat or in the reaction or in the video if you have seen that happen. Teams are doing agile, leadership is still waterfall. That is the biggest constraint to agility, period. Sometimes it makes things even more challenging than waterfall because of that misalignment. These people are rowing in a certain direction. These people are trying to be agile. And the frustration and the burnout that it creates in those people is just frustrating, right? They just eventually start to give up. It feels like they are pushing against a wall. And then they make statements like, oh, we tried agile. It does not work. It is not for us. It's not for our type of companies. Have you seen somebody say that? Right? They make those statements. And one of the common traits, it is not the only common trait, but one of the common traits those people have is their leadership is not aligned. Their operating models, their practices, their processes are not aligned to support agility. So let's have a look on what that operating model is that supports agility, right? So that we get a sense of understanding of it. Now, the type of process, the model that supports agility, and this is a big body of work, but I'm going to give you the short version of it, is called value streams. We got to think about value streams. Some of our colleagues, we say we breathe value streams, we drink value streams, we eat value streams, and we're going to get a tattoo of value streams on our arm one day. So if you want to join the party, let us know. So what are value streams? Let's understand. Value stream is a lean concept. Came from the lean side of things long time ago. 1940s is when Toyota started to think about and created this word value streams at the time. What is it? And simply, it is defined as sequence of steps and people that delivers something of value to a customer. What is value to a customer? In our world, for the most part, it is some kind of a product or service that we provide. It could be a mobile application. It could be a CRM application. It could be a portal. It could be a customer onboarding system. It could be an analytics dashboard. Right? It's a product that we build and provide to our customers. Now, what is the opposite of value streams? The opposite of value streams, as we phrase in lean agile software development, is called silos. Now, we use that term a lot in our business, right? Has everybody heard of the word silos? We use that term a lot, right? But in lean agile software development, we actually define it. So let's define it. Silos in lean agile software development are referred to as a department in a portfolio that is receiving funding. So this department receives funding, but it does not have the ability to independently deliver value to a customer. So this department is receiving funding. It's structured as a department, but it cannot independently deliver value to a certain customer. What is an example of silo? Help me out. A department that is organized as a department, but cannot deliver independently to a customer. Just shout it out.
QA team.
Yeah. QA team, spot on. Yeah, QA could be one silo. Can a group of testers independently deliver something to a customer?
No.
No, right? They need to work with other people. Who else? What goes hand in hand is developers, right? That could be another silo. We could have a silo of project managers. Can a group of project managers independently deliver something to a customer?
No.
What are some other examples? Front end, back end, hardware, software, security, compliance, right? Because value is flowing horizontally across these silos and not vertically in any of these silos. Now, these silos, like everything else, have their pros and cons. What are the pros? The pros are functional alignment that comes in these silos, isn't it? Those developers become good developers. They hang out with developers. They have their Christmas party with developers. They learn from each other. They become good developers. They have a development manager. They have a development lead that provides leadership to them, that mentors them, right? When a developer leaves, that development director hires a new developer, coaches them, brings them up to speed. So that functional alignment is a benefit of these silos. Everybody with me? Right? That's a benefit. What's the downside of these silos? What do we think?
Sometimes communication can get dropped. Like there's I don't know how to say it, but like there's miscommunication sometimes.
Yeah. And was that Mary?
Yes.
There we go. Is that Mary that took my LPM class?
It is. I'm a little more chill than I was in July, so.
But something seems to be blocking your camera. But yes, it often blocks communication. Totally. These silos do not collaborate is one common challenge with these silos. For example, if I work on this developer silo, right? And Muna works on this QA silo. Can I just go and walk over to Muna, ask her for help, and Muna starts working with me on my project? Or do I have to go up my silo, get a ticket raised, then a resource manager from this other silo, assign somebody, and then we start working together? What happens? Walkover or tickets?
Tickets.
Tickets are common, right? But that's a process thing. Sure, it takes time, but it's a process thing, you know? But in my opinion, the problem starts after we start working together, because when Muna and I start to work together, we don't even like each other. Have you seen that? When people from two different silos, they come to work together, they don't collaborate as one team. They're often very protective of the reputation. They're like, oh, I have to uphold my silo reputation. They're like, I'm carrying a flag. Anybody seen that happen? Give me a thumbs up if you've seen that. But people from different silos, they don't collaborate. They're defensive. They compete with each other. They fight with each other. When things go south, what happens? Do these silos take ownership or do they blame the other silo?
Oh,
They blame the other silo.
Anybody seen a silo that said it was our fault and that is why the project failed?
No.
Never.
That made Caitlin laugh. So that is a problem of the system. You know, there's a very important principle that Edward Deming wrote about systems thinking about 70 years ago. Still very applicable. I'm going to invite you to write it down. Very powerful, very simple, but very powerful. What does it say? It says, always blame the system, never the people. What does that mean? It means that problems come from the system. You put smart, educated, committed, driven, passionate people in the system, they start fighting with each other. They start blaming each other. They stop taking accountability. That's a problem of the system. You with me?
Yeah.
Right? That's a system problem. How do you fix it? The system is going to continue to create that problem. Sometimes these silo walls have become so thick, not mine, Muna's, that these silos come up with their own Logos. Anybody seen a department with their own brand logo identified? Like Nike has a logo, BMW has a logo. Sometimes these departments create their brand identities. Anybody seen that? Raise your hand if you have. Brand logo for, yeah, Kelly, seems like you have, right? No, we're not against logos. Sunita, you've seen it too, Teresa, right? So we're not against logos, do whatever you like. But what a logo shows is their mindset. The fact that they needed a logo to represent their brand shows that they perceive themselves as a separate entity within that broader value stream, because the value stream is going like this. That's how the value is flowing. You with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're building these thick walls across that value stream that is going to block value delivery. Quality issues are going to come up, lack of communication, delays are going to come in. When something has to be done in this siloed structure, how do we do it? Let me draw it out and let me know if I miss anything, okay? So when we have to do something, we build a project around it. What do we do about that project? We analyze it. We're like, okay, let's analyze it. And then we approve it. And when we approve it, we sign off on 3 things about that project typically. We sign off on the scope, we sign up on the cost, and we sign off on the timeline. Some budget goes directly to the project. For example, we have a project budget to hire some contractors, consultants, and the rest of the budget comes from these different departments in the form of their people. Is that how we work in this structure? Am I missing anything? Okay, so help me understand. How are you going to be agile in this structure? How are you going to be agile in this structure? Can you be agile in this structure? Can you adjust to changes in market conditions? Can you work in alignment with your customers? Can you take their feedback and make changes? Do you have the ability to? Now, you can always stretch yourself, but does the system give you that ability to be agile?
No.
You see a problem?
Yeah.
I can implement Scrum to this team over here, but the problem still exists.
Yes.
The entire problem with our traditional systems development process is pictured here on this screen. This is the problem that we all have to solve. Do you see the problem? This is the problem. And we can try implementing Scrum on that project team down there, give them a Scrum Master, an Agile coach. They can't do anything. They're handicapped. Their hands are handcuffed by the system. You see it? That is an example of bad Agile.